them spectate. Tribal chief versus tribal chief.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest, and new
Acknowledge us!
Hey, guys, we here at the red carpet ring, guys. We here to talk about today. We talk about what went wrong with Smackdown, what huge mistakes Smackdown made. We're here live, guys, and we're going to talk about the mistakes that was made on this episode of Friday Night Smackdown that was made on December 13th. Now, this was Smackdown right before Saturday night's main event. Let's see who came in. Mr. Gilbert Reaction, salute to you. But we definitely going to talk about the issues that happened on SmackDown. We're going to see what could have been done to improve the show, what could have been done better. We're going to go over all of that stuff. So we'll go over the review too. So it will be the review plus mistakes that made with SmackDown. There weren't mistakes that they made. Now, you guys did vote on my poll to see how the show went. You guys saw how that went down of what the review are. So we definitely know what could have been done to improve the show, or some of you guys may actually like the show. Because I know a lot of people voted on the show. A lot of people had a good intel of what they thought of the show, of what the grading was. But some people felt otherwise as well. Like I said, some people, I know I put out one comment they said it could have been better. It could have been better. But they definitely had what they had to say about the whole show as a whole for Friday Night Smackdown. So they definitely had their feelings towards it. And normally, these go-home shows don't always be elite, and we say for the PLE or TV special. But you guys got to check out my review on Saturday night's main event. I have some things to say about that Sir TV special. But I will say that it seemed like on Saturday night's main event. Saturday night, what I saw on the show. Now, hindsight 2020, we have the whole SmackDown main event. I mean, Saturday night's main event. I'm sorry. So I will say that, to say the least. Now, what we can do before we do get into the whole review of the show, I will pull up a comment and I'll pull up the review of what you guys voted on this past episode of Friday Night Smackdown. Let's see what the comments say here. Let's see what this person say about the show here. Now, this person said here, see anything higher than that, you're tripping bad. This is from Legendary. He said the go-home shows before a PLE are always decent to terrible. And I have to say I agree with him on that. So with that, I'm giving him his due on that. He was right about that. He was not telling a lie on that one.
I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Now, also, let's check out what you guys have to say about the show. Updated. Now, this is what people said about it. 74% gave it an A, 14% gave it a B, 9% gave it a C, and 4% gave it a D or F. What would you rate SmackDown? So this is more updated. Nave, you said, hey, what we doing? We're going over the review of SmackDown, what went wrong with SmackDown. The SmackDown before Saturday night's main event, the TV special that was on NBC/Peacock. So we're going with that Smackdown. That's what's going on right now. But yeah, you guys definitely voice your opinion. You can always voice your opinion when you go on the community tab of Red Carpet Ring and let us know, what do you think of the show? Let us know what you think is going on. So that's definitely a must. If you really want to voice your opinion, get it out there of how you felt. But other than that, though, guys, this was definitely something we're gonna be talking about. Definitely an issue with the show, and I'll go over each of the review and everything. So that definitely will be done. But it's crazy though, guys, how this show was. Definitely wild how the whole show went down. Definitely issues. It could have been better, maybe not been better. Who knows, for all we know. But I do know one thing, we are definitely going to get into that with SmackDown shortly. And we got Raw tonight. We definitely gonna see what the improvement, how the show gonna pan out. I also did that on my community tab as well. What do you expect from Monday Night Raw tonight? So let's get into that shortly. But like I said, Roman, he definitely had something to say. He talked about the tribal chief and everything. If you guys remember, we're gonna have that come soon, the upcoming episode on Netflix.
Let them spectate. Tribal chief versus tribal chief.
And that will be for the January 6th episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So that'll be coming up. That's one thing that'll be popular. That'll be one of the anticipated matches for the show. So let's not forget about that as well. Yeah, guys, we definitely in here. We definitely will go in and see what else is going on with the whole Smackdown. So let's definitely get into that shortly. Like I said, we're gonna see how things gonna roll out this whole thing. So definitely we gonna, man, it's gonna be wild when how this thing went down. Jimmy Uso, he got the big toe, he out, everything you could think of. Everything you could think of, man, just everything. So but you guys let me know what you think of all this SmackDown. Again, you could vote in the whole community post and let us know what you think of it. Let us know what you think of it. See what's going to happen next. Let's definitely look into that. So always vote. Always post this out during right before I do my review on SmackDown. I normally have that out. You know, I have other stuff going on as well. And like I say, always comment like this guy did. So make sure you can always comment, keep that in mind of what's going on. We're gonna get into it shortly though. Give me 1 second, let's get that going right now. Offense. I will admit this match was not all that, despite, wasn't the best match out of both Tiffany and Michin, but they made the best of it. Turn point came when Tiffany Stratton did the moonsault and Michin kind of moved out the way. Next thing we know, we had Michin. She came in and she got the pinfall to win and to advance into the tournament. So she advanced. So that's how that match ended. That whole story there. But yeah, Michin, congratulations to her moving forward in the tournament. Going to tell what else they're going to do her next. Don't know how they're going to do that. But we're going to definitely see how they're going to move forward with Michin. Because I like Michin. Tiffany Stratton, I figured they weren't going to have her win this match because she has the women's Money in the Bank contract. I don't think it makes sense for her to do that. At least that's how I would see it. But that's just me. And it makes sense to do it like that anyway. But that's how I would have done it. But I'm not surprised that she did not win. Not surprised at all. Definitely not surprised. But like I said, we're gonna see what the next move gonna be for Tiffany Stratton, because she's definitely about to cash in that Money Bank contract pretty soon. I will say that. Definitely pretty soon. Let's not forget about that now one bit. So we gotta wait and see how that's gonna work out. Definitely see how that's gonna work out. But other than that though, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. How they're gonna do this whole thing. But we're gonna definitely see how they're gonna move in this tournament, how that's gonna go. But let's move on to the next match of the night, shall we? Let's move on. And then afterwards, we know Tiffany Stratton was clowned by Nia Jax and Candice LeRae for not winning. They kind of was making fun of her. Tiffany, they're slowly making her a babyface. They're slowly transitioning her into that babyface role. Just saying, they're slowly make her that. That's where they're going with her. But we're going to see how they're going to play that out. Tiffany looked down. I know she cashed in that women's Money Bank contract. Could it be a Saturday night's main event? Whatever it could be. It's going to be definitely something epic, something special, something unique. Just something they're going to do for her. So I'm not going to be surprised not one bit for what they're going to do with Tiffany Stratton once she cashes in, because we know that time's going to come at some given point. She going to cash in that contract and finally become champion. So we're going to definitely see about that. But let's move on to the next match of the night. Now, for the next match we had here, Carmelo Hayes. We was trying to find out who his mystery opponent was. Nick got us teased this last week on Smackdown who Carmelo was going to face, who would his opponent be. A lot of people thought it was Penta from that was an AEW. They thought somebody else from the independent scene. Obviously, it was none of that. It was poorly. They said was Braun Strowman, and that's exactly who it was. And this is what we got. We got Braun Strowman. He came out. He came back from the match he had against Bronson Reed on the last Monster Standing match on Monday Night Raw when Seth Rollins returned and helped Braun Strowman win that match. It's the first time we see Braun Strowman. He's on SmackDown now. This match was really quick. It was no more than maybe 2 minutes, minute and a half tops. He squashed Carmelo, which I'm gonna talk about later, and it was just no match for him. I mean, he literally took him out. And Braun Strowman has won that match. I mean, it's many people that follow SmackDown, many people that follow the story of Carmelo Hayes, including myself, we kind of not surprised that this is how it ended. And like I said, it was reports before that we was going to get a return of Seven Star, and that return ended up being Braun Strowman, and that's exactly what we got at the end of the day. That's what happened. Braun Strowman officially made his return. He was Carmelo Hayes' mystery opponent. But that was the end of that match. Braun Strowman's back. Everybody's happy back. He hit Braun Strowman that little segment pretty deadly. Nothing to talk about too much. And that was it. Let's get on to the next match on the card. Shout. We had LA Knight win against Solo Sikoa. I know LA Knight, he still got beef with the bloodline. We have not forgotten about that yet. We know that beef has settled on ever since he was not able to defeat Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel last year. and it also reignited the feud when also Andrade was attacked by the Bloodline as Andrade. LA Knight was trying to, talk. It was Andrade and Shinsuke. I'm sorry, LA Knight and Shinsuke in the ring. Then Andrade came down. Everybody got attacked except Shinsuke. So long story short, they had a match. They had a match going on. These two, they did what they had to do. It was actually not a bad match. Not a bad match. Good match for Solo and for LA Knight. Definitely not a bad match for these two. But we knew that LA Knight was about to close in on the win. And as he was about to close in during the match, he attacked both Jacob Fatu and during the match, Tama Tonga. They was not going to take that lightly at all. We knew that that's not how that was going to go. And while that was the case, we did see that that was going on. We also saw that LA Knight was about to get the win. But however, while he's about to close in on the win, while he was about to get close, we see Jacob Fatu. We see the guys attack Bloodline, and it did not turn out too well for LA Knight. The match ended in a disqualification. The match did end in a disqualification. LA Knight won due to disqualification, and he was just attacked. He was attacked. Giving him that word for real. They continue to attack the man, continue to shut it down. Next thing we know, we saw Apollo Crews and Andrade both come out, and they both come out to make the save, but they were also taken out by the Bloodline. So that was not going to happen. No way, no how. Other than that, though, this was a good storyline setup for the match. So got to give that a due. So I'll give that a due. Give me yeet for that one. Yeet. Or better yet, since it is LA Knight, whatever, we go ahead and give him a nice yeah. Yeah. So that was the end of that match. I know other things that also happened on Smackdown before we get into other matches on the card. We had a couple things that happened during the show. I know Roman Reigns, he also came out as well. I know he cut a promo because we said he was going to appear on Smackdown. So we knew that was going on, and we also knew that he was going to talk. He cut a promo on Solo, and he also talked about the whole Ula Falah, which he did. Now, he talked about Solo. He talked about the Ula Falah, how important it is to him, how it was bestowed on him by his uncle, well, now his late uncle and his late dad, Sika and Alpha. And he said, these are your grand uncle Solo. He said, I earned the Ula Falah. And he's talking about back at the Hell in a Cell PLE. My fault. It was at the Hell in a Cell PLE when Roman Reigns went in the Hell in a Cell match against Jey Uso for the Universal title. When he defended that title and successfully retained it, he was granted that Ula Falah by his dad and uncle. And he said that he wants that back. That's without question. That's going to be coming back. We know that Roman Reigns is not playing around when it comes to that Ula Falah. That means everything to him. And Solo, you better get ready because Roman is the undisputed tribal chief at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Ula Falah. It's all about handling your business, shutting it down. and that's what Roman Reigns is coming for. So we know that Solo, Solo also, we know that it ain't gonna be Roman ain't gonna be easy to get past, and he's shown that. We've shown that Roman's not easy to pass. We've seen that Roman has been on a journey. He said things have not been working well for him this year. He said this before. He lost the wise man. He said he lost, Jimmy Uso they took out. Then he lost his title at WrestleMania 40 against Cody Rhodes. So he is on redemption to gain everything back that he lost. And he's not going to lose the Ula Falah. So Solo, you better bring it. Basically, in so many words, that's what Roman Reigns is telling you. And if you don't come correct, don't come at all. So that's going to be a good set between. We know it was going to eventually come down to it. We know it's going to come down to it anyway. Let's just call it what it is. We knew it was going to eventually come down to Roman Reigns and Solo. And we knew this ever since Roman came back at SummerSlam, when at the end of the Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa match. When he returned, first time since WrestleMania, made his noise, did what he had to do. We knew that time was going to come. He finally made his return. As many people anticipated for, that he was going to come back. A lot of people knew that was going to happen. We all knew that was going to come down to it at some point in time, that they was going to face off, because Solo was, he took over of the bloodline, created his own bloodline, saying, acknowledge me. And he even did it earlier that night in WWE Smackdown, when he mocked the Superman punch like Roman. Like, this dude really wants to be Roman Reigns so bad. Like, Solo, you're not it. Nobody's going to acknowledge you. You can forget about it. It's never going to happen. So get that out of here right now. And I will say that the match is finally set. We got Roman and Solo at Raw. So it's going to be Roman versus Solo. This will be on the January 6th edition of Raw on Netflix. So a lot of big profile matches will be on this show, and this match will be one of them. And this is finally going to be set down. Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief. That's what's coming down to. That's what we're going to get. So I can't wait to see how they're going to do this right here. Can't wait how it's going to run out. But Roman, this was a good segment here. I like Roman when he do this these cinema segments. We've seen it this year with Cody Rhodes at the football field. We saw it, a couple weeks ago, the week before, Survivor Series War Games with CM Punk, where he said with Paul Heyman, and now we get this once again, just him and Paul Heyman. He's talking about how he wants Ula Falah back. So this is a good part of the show. I like to see where this is where it's gonna go. But this was a good part. Roman Reigns love to tell stories. Other than that, though, that was a segment there. But let's get to another segment of the show before we get to the rest of the matches. There's one more. And then we'll get to other matches. Another segment here, we had Bianca Belair meet with Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis told her, we looked into the whole Jade Cargill situation of what had been investigated. Nick Aldis said, unfortunately, we're going to have to vacate this at the championship. Bianca said, no, we can't do that. Why are we doing that? We got to find out what happened. And Nick Aldis said, you guys have to defend the belts. We gotta find that, or someone, we gotta find someone to defend the belts. And it makes sense to do that. So Nick Aldis had a point. Why he had a point, why he was talking about it. We know too that that Naomi stepped in. This is when Naomi stepped in. Naomi stepped in and said, you know what? If you need tag team partners, she don't want JBL to lose the belt. She will take Jade Cargill's place. And the guy who thought about it said, okay, we'll work around it. Okay. But he said, you two are going to be fighting champions. Defend the belts whenever possible, whether it's on SmackDown, Raw, or NXT. The moment that'll happen, that belt's going to be gone. So I figured that's the route that WWE was going to go. I'm not surprised to hear that. That's what they're going to do. So Naomi and Bianca are they're tag team champions. No longer is Bianca and Jade, who just named #1 tag team of the year. Now it's Bianca and Naomi. So let's get to the next part of the show. Let's do that. We had another match, and this was another part of the tournament for the Women's United States Championship. We had Chelsea Green versus Bayley. So we have that going on. This was actually a solid match. It was an okay match. It was an okay match. Bayley, I know as soon as the match started, she went with Bayley to Bayley suplex. She got a 2 count. There was a lot of near falls. I know it seemed like Bayley was trying to hurry up and get Chelsea over with, but to no avail. But it seemed like things were a little off during this match, like communication issue. I don't know. But I do know that at one point in the count out, we thought, Chelsea Gray thought she was going to win via count out, and we got back in. But we know as soon as that happened, Chelsea Green, she came in, she hit the unprettier on Bayley, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. That was over. And Chelsea Green won the match. Yes,
Green, unpretty her. Cover. Oh my God, Chelsea does it. She's gonna...
And I'm happy for Chelsea winning this match in advance in the tournament. And I gotta give her a super chance for winning, because now she's going to go to the finals, and this will be at Saturday night's main event. So,
We believe, yes, we believe in Joe Hendry. Suck it. Woo! What? Yeah.
and now we get Michin versus Chelsea Green in the finals. Saturday night main event, which I, of course, going to be watching and covering. These two are going to battle it out for the inaugural Women's United States Championship. Whoever wins, they're going to be the first champion. If you had, I did my review on this, and I'm going to say it here, my money's on Chelsea Green. I got my money on her, and she very well has. I like Michin, but Chelsea's the one that they're going to get behind. Michin wins, that'd be great too, but I'm going for Chelsea.
Yeet.
So you guys, that's the finals. That's what we're gonna get. With that being said, let's get to the final segment of the show. We got Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, and Kevin Owens. Now, Cody came out, cut a segment first, talk about Kevin Owens. Then we also know that it was a face-to-face showdown. Now, KO again did the promo from his car. He has said that Cody Rhodes way more interested in Stardust, really tried to piss him off. And then Cody Rhodes, he came in. He tried his best to stay positive, but you could tell he was upset. You could tell he was irritated because Michael Cole introduced Cody Rhodes to the ring. Cody Rhodes hugged Michael Cole. Then he grabbed a microphone. And then, like I said, Kevin Owens went to his car. And then he told Cody to interview. Cole said he wants to talk about what's via social media. He asked Cody about the gift that Triple H gave to use him at Sunday's main event. Then KO just started talking. He said he asked Cody how he be okay using all his friends to help him finish his stupid, pathetic story. Then he say, how can you think Roman Reigns bad blood? He asked Cody to just tell the truth. Then to say the truth, he said, "You are a bad son and bad brother." That really got under Cody's skin. Cody, at some point was getting real irritated. He said, "Well, I'll wait for Kevin Owens to make comments." He said, "I'll get him right now." He left the ring to go to the back, only to get tricked by Kevin Owens, who attacked him, waiting for him in the curtain. And they came brawl out. They were both broken up by officials and everything. And then next thing we know, Kevin Owens hit Cody Rhodes with his WWE Undisputed title. So he hit him with the belt, laid Cody out. And when Kevin Owens saw that, he left the ring. And that ended up closing SmackDown. So this is going to really lead up to their match at Saturday Night's main event. This was wild, though. Definitely a wild one. So that was it for SmackDown. What is my rating on this show? What do I give it? Now, we had a lot of stuff going on. Roman spoke. Cody spoke at the end. We opened the show with Jimmy Uso. He's out with the big toe. Drew McIntyre came on SmackDown to attack Jimmy. We had two semifinals matches with both Chelsea Green and Michin winning, going to the finals of the women's United States tournament. Carmelo Hayes had a surprise opponent, Braun Strowman. What will I give the rating of the show? I give it 3.5. It was okay. Some matches were not all there. I know they have to save it for Saturday Night's main event. Some segments, some matches were good, but some matches, they seemed kind of subpar. I like the LA Knight and Solo match, like that part of the show. That match was good. I like the I mean, it really wasn't that many matches if you think about it. I mean, we had four matches altogether, and one of them was a squash. But the stories, the promos were good. Roman's promo good. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, that segment was good. The tag, we finally answered what was going to happen with the women's tag team belts. That got answered. That's good. Just the match could have been a little bit better. That's my opinion on that particular thing. I just wish that would have been changed. But like I said, once again, I understand they are clearly set up for. They don't want to take everything for tonight. They don't want to do that. They want to wait until Saturday night's main event. That's what they are waiting for at the end of the day. So they don't want to put everything out so quick and so fast. They want to make sure that they have some room for everything as a whole. So I get that as WWE. That's what they have to do, because you don't want to put everything on SmackDown. They have nothing to savor for Saturday night's main event, especially something that hasn't been on an event you haven't done in over about almost 15 years. So I think about that too. So I'm not forgetting about that at all. Other than that, though, guys, you guys let me know what your rating of the show is. And also check out here at Red Carpet Ring. I did a poll earlier today. This is what people are saying. They are saying, let's see what people are saying. 74% gave SmackDown an A. 13% gave it a B. 7% gave it a C. And 6% gave it a D or F. Give it a D or F. So that's what they think of the show. That's what they take into it. That's what they expect. That's what they thought of the show tonight. So that's what people are thinking about it. You guys let me know what you think about the show. Did you expect anything or not expect anything? And also too, guys, you not only you can vote of what you grade of the show, of course, on SmackDown. You can also, if you want to, you have people on here. They also chime in as well as voting. They also can leave a comment. And this one person left a comment about the show. He said it could have been better. He said get rid of Solo and his so-called bloodline, and TV ratings will go up tremendously. People don't like that POS. You guys know what that means. He said, "We want the real Tribal Chief back." And this was Johnny Dewdrop 59 said this earlier today. So salute to you, Johnny Dewdrop. Thank you for putting your opinion on there of what you thought of the show. Like I said, either you like it or don't like it. I would like to hear what you guys have to say. Now, let's get to another part of the show. What went wrong with SmackDown? Like the rating, bad, good, or bad. I'm going to always talk about that. We're going to see what could have been better with the show as a whole. What went wrong with the show. So let's go over a couple things, shall we? Let's do just that. Well, one thing I will say, some things definitely could have been improved, especially for the better. But let's talk about it. One thing I saw wrong, Michin versus Tiffany Stratton was a very average match for two wrestlers that are good in the ring. Michin is good, Tiffany good. I thought this match could have been way better. I knew one part of the match, Tiffany Stratton did the moonsault, and Michin barely tried to sell it. Like she almost had Tiffany. She missed, but it seemed like it was a bad spot in the match. I did not like that. And it seemed like it was just something was off in that match. I don't know if they were pressed for time. I don't know what it was. It just seemed like this match could have been performed a lot better than what we saw here on SmackDown. So you guys know what happens when I see stuff like that happen. You already know what happens if things go down in a certain way. You guys know.
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? You just made the list.
That's one thing I saw an issue on. I know Tiffany didn't need to win advance this tournament. Definitely needed to win a title. I understand that as well because she still holds the Money in the Bank contract. She cashed on either championship. Some people think she's going to cash on the Women's United States title. I highly doubt that. I know she teased cashing on the Women's NXT title. Again, I highly doubt that too. So I knew she wasn't going to win this match. She didn't need to win. But they could have done a little bit job better of the storytelling in the match. At least make it somewhat believable that Tiffany was getting close to just knocking it down and winning the match. But I get it. They have to do what they have to do to tell a story. He just want the best story in my opinion. That's how I see it. But we'll see what else is going on. Tiffany is definitely going to be destined to cash on the WWE Women's title or the WWE Women's World title. And more likely, it's going to catch on Nia's title. They keep teasing on SmackDown. Nia keep neglecting Tiffany, especially with Nia Jax's alliance with Candice LeRae. She's picking Candice over her. Tiffany going to feel some type of way. And that's going to lead her to cause it to cash in the Women's Money in the Bank contract on Nia, on her championship, and explain why she cashed it in, the way she was being mistreated by Nia and Candice. And then the crowd's going to make her completely, as they see now, a slow turn into Tiffany Stratton being a babyface character instead of a heel. So we definitely gonna see that. So that's one thing I saw wrong. Well, let's go over things that's happened. Another thing I saw issue with, and I think this was said too. Same comment that was said earlier. I agree with him. I'm tired of Solo doing this Tribal Chief acknowledge me. I'm getting tired of that myself. Solo has been running with the same speech for the past 6-7 months, ever since Roman, lost the title, ever since Roman, took time off, and ever since also when he first took Jimmy Uso out and he had his own blood. So I understand that too. But him saying he the Tribal Chief. And then my thing, Solo, like I said this a while back. How can you be the Tribal Chief and you lose all your matches? How can you be Tribal Chief and you got pinned in the War Games match? How is that? So finally, we are going to get this match of Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief for Ula Falah. And after this, I don't want to hear no more about Solo and being the Tribal Chief. I don't want to hear no more of Solo have the Ula Fala over his neck like he does in this photo. I don't hear no more than Solo. I know when Solo, pretty much when he loses his match against Roman at January 6th, the debut of Raw on Netflix, I do know once he loses that Ula Fala and the Tribal Chief title, his boys, which is Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu, Tonga Low is still hurt, they are going to desert Solo. There'll be no more of that. But still, regardless of all that, I'm still tired of Solo doing that. And you know what happens when I see it, when people get tired. Are doing stuff with Solo's doing.
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
Yeah, I'm tired of that, Solo. You really annoying us with that. It's went on far too long. And we don't hear no more of that. That's too much. That's way too much going on. So Solo needs to go and chill out with that. That's just way too far he's doing. And we'll see what the next move is going to be for Solo and Roman. Because this was bound to happen at some point, and now we're finally about to get it. So this is definitely something that was crazy. Next thing, what went wrong with Raw? Despite a good match, I'm tired of this whole LA Knight and his promos. Now I know he's cooking the bloodline. It's maybe just me. I'm tired of LA Knight. I didn't even like his. I think his whole stick is boring now. It's getting annoying, and I don't know. Maybe LA Knight needs a character change. Maybe be a heel or something. Maybe he needs to slow down his promos. Whatever it does, it's just over the tire. It just seemed like he rushed all his promos. And I don't like that at all. I don't. I don't know what else he can do. I don't know if he's going to feud with Solo after Roman Reigns is done. I don't know if that's going to be the next move or what. But I'm not too pleased with this whole thing with LA Knight. I think we've been hearing him do it for a while. Yes, he's old. Well, he's not as old as he used to be, in my opinion. I think it's just something that's getting old and tired. And something needs to change. He said he don't care about Ula Fala. That's the only thing he said. Well, it was funny. Sometimes LA Knight tries too hard in his promos. Sometimes he does the most. But you know what happens when I see stuff like this happen?
You know what's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So yeah, LA Knight, get a new line, man. Do something different for once. Stop with the same old boring nonsense. We don't want to hear that. Some people may want to hear it, but I don't. I definitely don't want to hear it. Not at all. You can't tell me nothing. It's just too much with him. So we'll see what else happens with him. But this whole thing with LA Knight it's just getting annoying. I'm starting to get real annoyed with him. That's how I see it. Maybe just me, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. The whole deal is with LA Knight sometimes. Sometimes his promos do be fire. I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes you be like, I guess. That's how I feel sometimes when I see that with him. But we'll see the next thing's gonna go down for that. We'll see what else will happen as far as that goes. But I'm not sure, guys. Sometimes with that, when it comes down to it, it just be way too much with LA Knight with these promos. Sometimes it is too much. It really is. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how they're gonna play that whole thing out. Well, other than that, though, guys, that's one thing I thought that was kind of annoying. It's kind of irritating. Maybe things be better. I'm not sure. But other than that, though, I think things are going to be good. We don't see what else the story going to be for LA Knight, because he still wants the United States title back. Maybe have a good feud with Shinsuke, since Shinsuke beat him the way he beat him. Maybe that'll be the the case there. But other than that, though, we definitely want to see what else is going on. But definitely see what the next move is going to be for LA Knight. See if anything changes or gets better, but something just get too annoying with him. It just does. It just does, guys. I don't know. I just can't with it. I can't. But I would say this. Still entertains. Just sometimes the promos just be way too much. It'd be way too much. That's how I see it. It'll be a little too annoying. Now that's all I have for what went wrong with Smackdown. What went wrong? And what I'm gonna do is shortly I'm gonna get into the whole current news. We'll see what's going on with that. Get to that in a second. We'll see how that's gonna go. A couple things I want to talk, and I'll get into some things to talk about in a second. And we'll see how it's going to go and what else is going on and what else the next move going to be. I just want to bring up one thing. See how that go. All right. Let's get into it. So we get to current news right now. And it's a simple thing. Simple thing we'll get into. And I'll talk about it right now. This supposedly happened at Saturday night's main event. Supposedly. And I could easily see this happening. So, that being said, let's get into the news of that. That's going to happen. Let's talk about it right now. Of a potential someone making an appearance at Saturday night's main event. And the person they said it may show up tonight at Saturday night's main event, they say it's going to be CM Punk. Reports say that CM Punk hinted the idea of showing up to Saturday night's main event. So CM Punk may show up sometime during the match. I don't know when. I don't know when it's going to happen. But they're talking about it. They're talking about that could be the case here. I don't know how they're going to play that out. I'm not sure. But we got to see how they're going to do that. I will say if CM Punk's going to show up, Drew McIntyre may show up too. I'm just saying. Drew may show up as well because he still got beef with the bloodline. So we could see that anything going on. Other than that, though, are you guys excited for CM Punk possibly showing up tonight on Saturday? As we see, he never showed up. There was no appearances with this whole Saturday night main event. Never went down. Ali Hasma, he said, well, if Rocky Knight's both bloodlines, it gives them every WWE championship. No, we're tired of bloodline at this point. I don't think it's a smart idea. And while we try to get rid of bloodline, why add more? So my answer to that is
No.
Let's continue on. Now, I'm going to speak about this for a while. We are going to talk about Carmelo Hayes and why is he treated like a jobber? Why are they doing this man like that? Why is Carmelo Hayes not getting the proper treatment like he should? Like we know he should. He is him. We know Carmelo Hayes has been on Smackdown for a while. We know he got drafted from NXT to the main roster. We know he was a first-round draft pick, if you guys remember. He was a former NXT champion, two-time NXT North American champion, 2021 Breakout Tournament winner. So with that being said, Melo, a great talent. I wish more was being done with him. I really wish they treated him better as an individual, but they're not. They're not doing it at all. He grinded his way. He started wrestling in 2014 on the independent scene, all the way to 21, where he got recognized and came up to NXT. Made his debut as babyface. He accepted Kushida's open challenge for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. He won the 2021 Breakout Tournament where he defeated Odyssey Jones in the finals. Earned a contract for a championship of his choosing. And that's how he won the NXT Championship where he defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott, aka Swerve Strickland. Had a match against Adam Cole. And Adam Cole said, "What do you have?" He pulled the John Cena ruthless aggression. And with that ruthless aggression, yes, he did earn championships in NXT brand. He's definitely done that. He's been, like I said, two-time North American champion. Definitely, no doubt. He's earned that. And he's also earned respect from his peers. Shawn Michaels is very high on Carmelo Hayes. He likes Carmelo Hayes in the ring. He said Carmelo Hayes somewhere remind him of himself character-wise. I believe he said that, or to some sort. I'm paraphrasing here. I will say that Carmelo Hayes definitely has charisma. Sadly, it's not utilized the same way like it should be on main roster with Smackdown. So, like I said, he had 2 runs with the NXT North American champion, and he was also the last man to. He also, another thing he did do as well, we forget about it. He did help, put some. He helped put more. Kept that up. He had a good runs with that championship. He had good runs with that championship. We can't forget about that. And he also done that as well. So he's done that. He's made a name. He's also worked his way up. Good feuds, good everything. He was there during the NXT 2.0 brand era. Carmelo Hayes was there for that. He was there during the dark times of NXT. Now, we could talk about Braun Breaker, who also, not taking nothing from him, definitely made his mark. He's the Intercontinental Champion right now. But he's not the only one that made his mark on NXT. Carmelo Hayes done that as well. Not only he's done well with the NXT North American Championship, he was the last person to simultaneously merge the belts with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. That was in his second run. So he's done a lot with his belt. He definitely helped the continued prestige of the North American Championship. And when he did that, he got into some feuds in between. He did his thing there. Carmelo Hayes, he also shined in there as well. But Carmelo Hayes, he's kept getting better and better and better. He continued to do what he had to do. And he's always done just that exactly. And when he did do that, it showed that he was willing to put in the work. It showed that he was willing to fight like a champion. And he went up, like I said, I mentioned his name not too long ago. He went up against a big dog, literally, no pun intended. He went in the big dog in the name of Braun Breaker. And this is Braun Breaker when he really was shutting it down as NXT champion. That's exactly what he did. And we know Braun Breaker always handled things like a dog. And Carmelo Hayes, he will finally get his moment. And when he did get his moment in NXT to fight, he fought for the NXT championship. There was an NXT Stand and Deliver 2023. So when he did do that, He fought against Braun Breaker. Like I said, a great match, great feud, great everything. And he was finally able to capture that moment and become the NXT champion when he defeated Braun Breaker. Made Braun Breaker get this man his props. Now, it's crazy. Carmelo Hayes was a heel into this feud, and Braun Breaker was the babyface. Slowly but surely, Carmelo got so much, praise from the fans. He slowly became the babyface. Braun Breaker shifted over to heel. And there we know this is when Carmelo was him, the NXT champion. So when he did do that, he held on to the belt for a while. We know that he had some good defenses. He held on to the belt, I want to say, all the way into NXT No Mercy, where he lost against Ilya Dragunov. So he held on to the belt for a good, I want to say, 6 months as champion. That's exactly what he did. But other than that, Melo, he's him. And he don't get enough credit at all. Not enough credit, nowhere near enough credit like he should get. But I do like how he was always, Carmelo, one thing I like about him, he always rise to the occasion, no matter what the case is. Whether it's in an NXT Championship match or a feud or a North American Championship match. No matter what the case may be, he's always done just that. Because Carmelo held onto his belt here. I believe he held to this belt, like I said, he held to the belt for 6 months. I want to say he held onto the belt approximately, 182 days. He won a stand deliver and lost NXT No Mercy. So he had a very good, respectable run as champion. And then he had some feuds. He had some feuds going in between. Carmelo, he tried to get the belt back, everything. He tried his best to gain the belt back, but to no avail. He did everything he could. But it just didn't happen. He never was able to regain the NXT championship. He even he had a little tag team with Trick Williams. They tried to go for the tag team belts in the Dusty Classic. Didn't win that. But slowly but surely in that process, that not only Melo did not regain a title, he wasn't the most popular guy on the roster anymore. He ended up becoming somebody else. And we know that somebody else became, this is when we start seeing the rise of his hype man at the time, Trick Williams, who was the NXT champion now. But he started rising up and just doing this whole thing. We know these two was partnered up. They was always together. And it led up to Carmelo turning on Trick. They had a good match. And he helped elevate that feud. And Trick Williams, while he was coming on his rise, had stand deliver, which Trick Williams won. And later on become NXT champion. And we know shortly after that as well, we do know that Carmelo went to Smackdown. And like I said, despite all the success of him holding the NXT North American champion, holding the NXT championship, despite all of that, his popularity, he has not done nothing since he's been on SmackDown. He's literally been buried. He's lost all his matches. Now, I understand he lost against Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. I understand he had to do that for the first round draft pick. It was just so much they built on him. He lost against Orton. He lost against the Andrade feud was never settled. He never won a whole feud. I just wish more was done for Carmelo Hayes. I wish this man was not just creating a match like this, for example, losing a match in under a minute and a half matches. We went from this guy holding all this, getting pushed, being popular, and now he's buried by losing quick matches. I know it's Braun Strowman, but Carmelo, you gotta have him win something. I mean, come on. It makes it look bad. It makes it look terrible. So Carmelo, he works hard. He's a great performer. I don't know why people hate on Melo. Melo is very good in the ring. I watched him from NXT. It's just people don't like Melo because he loses all his matches. And this is why they're saying he's buried. They think he's not worth anything. But Melo is worth something. He just don't get the credit like he should. Now, hopefully, one thing I will say about Melo, he's a great athlete. Yes, his promos, sometimes he gets a little stuck on the promos. Sometimes he botches promos. I noticed they did a promo with LA Knight. He botched, said the wrong name on one episode of Smackdown. I understand that. But he still deserves much better than he gets right now. I mean, what can you do? What more does this man need to do? They need to just run it right with him. Do what right by Melo. I hope that's the big payoff with Carmelo at the end of the day, and maybe get a proper feud or the United States Championship or some type of championship, because it seemed like he's the jobber for SmackDown. Not only he lost a match like that quick and not even a minute and a half with Braun Strowman. Remember, we never got the conclusion of the Andrade match series. These two had supposed to have a 7-match series. Melo won 3. Andrade won 3. And the last one did not end on a cliffhanger. I mean, come on. I mean, I believe it was a disqualification or whatever it was, counter, whatever it is. We never had a winner of that feud. And that was probably the best feud, his first real feud on SmackDown, and the best quality matches that was brought out of him and Andrade. So we're not getting that. And I don't understand that. Melo, I don't see any direction. It's like they're not behind him like they should be. This man is him. Like I said, this man he's very safe in the ring. Very well-spoken interviews. Why are they not pushing this man more? But I know they're gonna talk more about this too. He did an interview with Denise Salcedo, and this is right after he got drafted to SmackDown earlier this year. So salute to Denise Salcedo and salute to Melo.
Most criticism I've ever faced in my whole career. But that's okay because, at this time, that's what you get when you get that first round draft pick label. If you want to be him, it's, you open up yourself to that type of criticism. But really, it's just kind of like that upping my game to that next level, because there's so many guys up there that I've got to work with, Cody and Randy and things like that have taught me that there's so many different levels to this game, and there's levels that I would have never knew, if I wasn't in the ring with those guys. So it's been an amazing process, and I'm just getting started really, and I'm looking forward to see what's next.
So you mentioned having to deal with criticism, and that's definitely something that can be difficult, Carmelo, because you got all eyes on you, people being like, oh, is it him? He's a first draft round pick. All of these questions in mind for you, because social media can be loud. How are you handling that in terms of all right, I'm not going to look at what social media is doing, podcast, absolutely everything.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to not see, and we all face that, where we're all kind of especially when you open the app and it's the first thing you see is criticism, which is okay. You know what I mean? The fans are allowed to have, their criticism and things like that, especially in sports and entertainment. You open yourself up to that, and it's okay. But at the end of the day, it's you have to know who you are and what you stand for and what you do and what took you to get to this level. There's so many things that, people would never understand that happens behind the scenes and the hard work that we put in to get to this level. And also, too, how difficult it is to do what we do. I think it's easy to sit in armchair quarterback. We all do it to every sport, TV. We say, I would have did this different. I would have did that different. It should have been this. It should have been that. But, until you're in that person's shoes, you'll never truly understand. But, I'm open to all the criticism and the critique. I don't really hear it because I force myself to get better anyway. And these are all things that, people will say that I've already told myself. You think I haven't struggled with, doubt on my own self and things like that. But, I just continue to be him and continue to progress and keep learning. Still so new in this main roster thing. People, if you're not champion or you're not beating everybody in the first 2 months, you're failed or you're buried or you're a jobber. That's a new thing, right? Everybody's a jobber and everybody's buried. So we on a journey, y'all. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
not doom and gloom exactly. But no, Carmelo, obviously I've seen you work. You are phenomenal. And I want to go ahead and get into, we're talking about the main roster. We're talking about, hey, your feud with Andrade has been so awesome. And I want to get your perspective on how that is going and how you feel the fans are getting to get sort of this new glimpse at you for those that hadn't seen you on NXT.
Yeah, I think the in-ring is where I thrive. You know what I mean? It's been something that since I got in NXT, I think Sean had mentioned, he's like, first thing he told me is like, I just want to get you in front of Hunter just so that Hunter can see what you can do. And then, Black and Gold, that's when he put me with like Adam Cole and Kushida and all those guys. And that's really where I thrive. So I think Hunter's taking that same approach where it's like, hey, let's put him in the ring with a guy who can match his style or have that type of style match. And it's been great for me because at the end of the day, I love the wrestling aspect of this business. And I love to tell those stories through the wrestling and, especially getting to do, multiple matches. We're learning each other as we go and we're only making each other better, I think.
Has there been anybody on the main roster, either a talent or somebody behind the scenes that you feel has really helped you just like, get comfortable on the main roster scene?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of guys, that's the cool thing about main roster here is like, I think everybody is, they're very open to, it's not so competitive as you would think, like where it's like, oh, this young kid's coming to take. A lot of them are like, no, we want to bring you what we want you to rise to the occasion. So that way we have, competition, not competition in the sense that you're going to take my spot competition, but competition, you're going to make me better. I can help make you better. But Cody's been always since day one, Cody's been the man. Randy's been very cool to me. Punk has been very cool to me. Hunter, obviously, everyone who you would expect, even KO and stuff like that. So it's just been a great experience on the main roster. But, I'm learning trial and error too. More than anything, getting in the ring and just having matches has helped me progress even more.
All right. So I know big things are going to be happening for you.
All right. That's Carmelo Hayes. That's him with Denise Salcido. This is him. So, yes, let's do right by him. Make him win matches. Have him win more feuds. Do right by him. Now, I know he said in the interview that, after 2 months, he'll start losing, not getting over that he's a jobber. Well, Carmelo, according to records now, you have not been on the main roster for 2 months. At the time of the interview, you were. But we're going fast forward to now. You got drafted on the WWE draft, which was back in late April, early May. We are in December. So about 7 months you've been on the main roster. And you're still losing matches. You're still not getting pushed like you should. And still jobbing out. So that right there, it sucks. It sucks bad. So that I do not like at all. And it's true. He's been losing. He hasn't been doing anything. But hopefully things improve for Carmelo. Hopefully, like I say, get a big payoff someday at some given point. So we'll see what happens later on. Only time will tell. Just have Carmelo not have predictable. We getting tired of seeing Carmelo Hayes come on SmackDown. He either has a match and he lose, or he gets beat up and get on the short end of the stick. Just have him get the upper hand for once. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying at all. And that's all I have regarding why Carmelo Hayes is being treated like a jobber. You guys let me know what you think of the whole situation with Carmelo. All right, that's all we have for Smackdown. Grading what went wrong. Thank you all for coming out. Check out the links to the channel. Sign up for the membership. It's in the links. You guys already know what it is. It's OUT.
Like I say this a lot. We're not a sport. We're a movie about a sport or a TV show about a sport, right? So the interest of all the other.
I feel like the heel turn did wonders for me. There was a sense of reality in that to where I had hit a point and the babyface stuff was going great. The Alpha Academy stuff was going great. We had a blast with that. But I'm a realist and I'm also like a long-term thinker.